Sex and gender are often treated as the same thing, but they are not, and understanding the difference matters. Sex is determined at birth, is based on chromosomes, and affects how our bodies look and develop, while gender is a social construct that determines the performance of our roles and traits in society. Oftentimes historically, gender was associated with sex, but it's really determined by how someone identifies. What is gender dysphoria? Gender dysphoria is a condition where someone feels like their gender doesn't align with the sex they were assigned at birth. Many people that experience this want to have the traits or roles of the opposite gender, and it can cause a lot of stress having to stay in a body that they aren't comfortable with. For some people, when they experience gender dysphoria, they choose to receive gender-affirming care. Gender-affirming care can be anything helpful to the person, from counseling and therapy to hormone replacement and even some procedures that can allow people to transition genders and feel comfortable in their bodies. There are two main types of transitioning: social and surgical. Social transition. This is when people change things like their name, pronouns, and personal style to express their gender identity. Surgical transition. Sometimes people decide to get surgeries to align their body with their experienced gender. This kind of transition can only happen after a lot of thought and some type of counseling to make sure that the person is ready to go through with the procedure. Transgender people are harassed, threatened, harmed, and discriminated against simply based on their gender orientation, putting them at higher risk to experience violence than cisgendered people. Studies show that around 59% of transgender people in Canada have been physically assaulted or harmed in their lives, while around 33% experience discrimination in their everyday life. As well as this, they also face isolation and exclusion due to the stigma that surrounds the trans community. What is stigma? Stigma is negative and discriminatory attitudes, beliefs, or behaviors held by the public about or towards a specific group of people. There has been stigma surrounding the trans community for many years. In the past, people have looked at gender non-conforming people as mentally unwell, simply because they don't fit into the gender binary and don't follow the expectations of society. Because of constant discrimination, as well as lack of support and understanding for the trans community, depression, anxiety, and suicide rates are much higher than for the cisgendered community, with around 82% of transgender or non-binary people contemplating suicide in their life, and 40% attempting. What can you do? You don't have to understand someone's gender identity and why they feel that way in order to be respectful and supportive of their choice. Always try to use proper pronouns and use inclusive language. If you're ever unsure about which terms to use, it's always better to ask.